All right, so Shelby just made her opener attempt with 45 kilos. Welcome to the 5-bar showdown. This is Kelly Williams. We have 4 lovely ladies lifting today for $750. The big cash money. This is going to be Shelby's last competition in Georgia, as she is going to venture up to the north in Pennsylvania to go to med school. Let's see. I believe she will be following herself. We have 47 loaded on the bar. We got coaches talking to her. Shelby actually trains at our gym and has been doing awesome. All right, so the bar is going to move up. She's going up to 48 kilos, so they're going to load that. We got the lovely Roxanne loading the bar for us. And then Shelby has a 2-minute clock since she is following herself. In weightlifting, the bar always only goes up, so if anybody else isn't taking a number that you want, then you will be following yourself. All right, so 48 is loaded on the bar for Shelby. She still has 1:18 left on the clock. She'll probably come out in about 30 seconds or so. Oh, here she goes, getting ready. She's going to chalk up and make this lift. All right, here we go. Shelby is actually wearing my singlet, if anybody out there cares. She looks good in it, I have to say. Here we go, awesome. She gets the down signal for 3 white lights, I'm sure. Good job, Shelby. Here we go, let's take a look at that from the side. She does what's called a dynamic start. Catches it really high, a little forward or a little back, and gets the down signal. Super easy though. 48, awesome. Now they're going to take the bar up to 50 kilos. This will be Shelby's 3rd attempt, so there's only 4 ladies in this. This class is going to move really fast. We'll only have 12 snatches done between the 4 of them. They each get 3. So Shelby's going to hit this, and this will be her 3rd attempt. Once they get the bar loaded, the clock will start for her 2 minutes. So we are at Meadowcreek High School today in Duluth. If you're in the area, come check us out. We'll be here today and tomorrow for Superman and Superwoman. This is going to be a great fight tomorrow between the ladies and the men. All right, so Shelby's clock has started. She has 1:50 left. And I imagine she might bump that 3rd attempt up a little bit. We'll see. And then we'll have Nancy on the increase for 57. So like I said, these 4 ladies are competing for $750. It's always nice to leave with cash in your pocket. All right, Shelby's coming on up. She's going to chalk up. Caleb's giving her some words of encouragement. Looking awesome in that suit. Let's hit this 3rd attempt, 50 kilos. And that's 110 pounds for those of us that aren't kilo friendly. Here we go. Looks solid. She gets the down signal. I imagine she'll get 3 white lights. Oh, she is a 2-to-1 decision. Probably had a little bit of shoulder elbow movement. Let's check it out. Replay out. So each judge is watching an arm, and the center judge is watching both. So the left judge gave her a red signal, so they probably saw some elbow movement in the right arm, which is their left side. So, but she gets the lift, so she goes 3 for 3 in the snatch, which is awesome. A great way to start a weightlifting competition. It's always a good feeling. Now the bar gets loaded up to 57 kilos for Nancy. Nancy Mawire, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. All right, Nancy, come on up. Here we go. Great pull. Looks pretty easy. She gets the down signal. 3 the white lights. It's a good lift. Great opener for Nancy. It's an easy pull. She's super fast in the bottom. Here we go. Great lockout. Easy lift. You always want your opener to be something heavy, but something that you feel really confident about. And that looked awesome for her. So she gets an automatic 1 kilo increase is 58. Let's see if she declares anything else. Looks like we have a couple of the other ladies that have bumped their totals up just a little bit, or bumped their openers up. Nancy went up to 61. All right, so Nancy has the bar loaded for 61. Again, she is following herself too because nobody else is taking 61, so she has a 2-minute clock. As soon as the loaders vacate the platform, that's when the clock starts. And the clock is ticking. I'm sure she'll come out and make this a solid lift. Her opener was pretty awesome. So here's a little peek in the back room. Ladies sitting there waiting to take the platform. This is where all the action happens, really. So much drama goes on in the back room. It's awesome. The platform is great to watch too, and obviously there's big lifts going on, but the craziness happens in the warm-up room. All right, so we have about 1:15 left for Nancy. She'll probably be making her way out here pretty soon. Looks like she's getting a little drink of water. You have until when the clock stops, you have to have the bar over or past your knees. So she can kind of milk the clock a little bit. And as long as before it hits 000, she's past her knees, then she is good to go. So she's got lots of time. Here she goes. She's approaching the bar. All right, 61 kilos. Second attempt for Nancy. Here we go. Awesome. Very nice lift. And a wave to the crowd. Little cheers. Got some support. Very nice. Let's check that out again from the side. I think she does a little dynamic start too. Hips go up. Nice high pull. Very nice. Good job. And a nice wave. All right, so now we have our third competitor up. This is Amber. Amber's opening was 62. So it looks like Nancy and Amber will be going back and forth just a little bit. Here we go. She was able to squeeze underneath that bar. Nice solid opener with 62. All right, let's check it out again. Here we go. Big pull. Good job. All right, so the bar is going to 63 kilos for the automatic 1 kilo increase. Looks like Nancy moved up her third attempt to 65. So there's always a little bit of numbers play. You got to check and see what everybody else is doing if you want to beat people. So Nancy's going up, and looks like Amber's going to match that. So Nancy should take her third attempt with 65. Oh, nope, my bad. Amber is going to take her second attempt with 65, and then Nancy will follow her. Alright guys, welcome back to the 5-bar showdown, the women's weightlifting portion. We have 4 competitors today. This is Amber coming up for her second attempt with 65 kilos on the bar. Amber and Nancy kind of have a little back and forth going. There we go. Ooh, like little fight there at the bottom. She's able to stand up with that. Gets the down signal. And 3 white for a solid lift. Awesome. So that puts pressure on Nancy to come out and make 65 kilos. That'll be for her third attempt. Let's look at that again. So she had to sit in the bottom a little bit, get stable, and come on up, but otherwise pretty solid. Good job, Amber. All right, we got David and Roxanne getting the bar ready. Tightening up the collar, so we still have 65 kilos on the bar for Nancy, third attempt. Let's see if she takes this or if she bumps up. I have a feeling she might bump up. It's always fun when you get to 2 competitors going back and forth. Oh, all right, she's going to take this. Coach is getting a little pumped up. Let's see. As she approaches the bar, 65. Here we go. Solid. Little had to adjust there at the bottom. Very nice though. Good job. All right, so she matches that. 3 white lights. Good deal. Let's check that out again. All right, yeah, this was actually better than her second attempt with 61. I like that one. Good job. She's really cute. The crowd loves her. All right, so now we have Amber, third attempt with 67. This will put her in front of, well, actually she's in front of Nancy anyway, because she did 65 kilos first. So weightlifting has changed some of the rules here lately. Now, if 2 competitors have the same lift, whoever did it first is considered to be the to be ranked ahead. So Amber did 65 first. Nancy came back in and hit 65, which didn't really do anything for her as far as moving up. So now this is third attempt for Amber, 67 kilos. Let's see what she can do with this. 65 looked pretty solid. Oh, so close. That was so close. It was a little out front. Let's check it out from the side. So it's a big pull. She'll still be in front of Nancy, though, because like I said, she did 65 kilos first. But let's see what happened. Big pull off the floor. It was just a smidge out front. You got to get that head through all the way. So she missed that. She'll be credited with 65. So now we have Miss Jill coming up to open with 70 kilos. Jill is from Cummings Strength and Fitness. Super strong lady. Super awesome. I'm sure this will be super easy for her. Sorry for the silence. My husband was over here distracting me. I have my 3-week-old son over here too, so he was checking things out. Alright, so the bar is getting loaded with 70 kilos for Jill Thornton's opening attempt. So we have 3 attempts left in this portion of the competition. Like I said, there's only 4 competitors, so this goes by super, super fast. It's a good thing Jill is a CrossFitter because she's going to be doing these back-to-back. Alright, she's going to chalk up, and she's going to come out and make this. So she is, like I said, the last competitor in this session. So she'll be following herself. Every lift that she does, she'll have a 2-minute clock. But she's been training for this. Easy opener. Awesome. And a smile you get. Very nice, Jill. The crowd cheers. Alright, so they'll be milking the clock a little bit, and the 1 kilo increase, I don't imagine she'll take 71, but that'll buy her some time. So for now, her second attempt is 71 kilos. We'll see what she goes up to. That was pretty easy. Oh, well, they're not waiting any time. All right, so she's going to take 73. All right, welcome back to 5-bar Showdown. 5-bar Showdown, the weightlifting portion. We have 4 competitors. We have 2 more snatches left in this session. They will both be done by Jill Thornton. So we're waiting for her. She has about 1:20 left on the clock. So since she is following herself, she has a 2-minute clock. She's chalked up, ready to rock and roll. I'm sure this will be easy. Her opener with 70 kilos was super easy. She has a lot of poise on the platform. Very strong competitor. There we go. Good job. Big pull. She got a 2-1 decision. So that left-hand judge saw a little bit of elbow action or shoulder action. And our replay is from the opposite side. So it'll be hard to kind of tell from this, but let's check it out anyway. Big pull. There we go. Looks solid, but you only need a 2-1 decision. So we're all good. So they're claiming 74. Here we go. Let's check it out. Yeah, she had a little bit of a press out, so that was a good call on that ref. But like I said, you only need 2 white lights to move on. So So they're going to put 75 on the bar. She's going to have to be a little bit more aggressive with this, a little bit faster. She's strong enough for it, so I'm sure she'll make it. We've had all our snatches except one so far being made by these ladies, which is always super awesome to see. The snatch is very technical. These ladies make it look so easy. It is not as easy as it looks. So Jill has about a minute and a half left on the clock. Looks like they're having a good time back there. Like I said, there's always a lot of drama, sometimes fun, sometimes not so fun, in the warm-up room. All right, so that's her husband giving her some words of encouragement. All right, Jill, let's see this go. 75 kilos is loaded on the bar for her third attempt. This will be the last snatch of this portion, and then we'll break for 15 minutes before we clean and jerk. All right, Jill. Oh, so close. It's a great pull off the floor, just wasn't aggressive underneath it. You gotta stay active on that bar. Let's check it out again. It's a big pull. Yeah, looks like it's a little out front. And just wasn't quite enough. Drifted forward a little bit. But 73 is what she's credited for. So far, she is out in front. So remember, there's $750 on the table up for grabs. And so far, Jill has the lead. So we're going to take a 15-minute break between snatch and clean and jerk. We'll come back and have them battle it out for clean and jerk. All right, guys, welcome back to the 5-bar Showdown. This is the women's weightlifting portion of the competition this weekend. We have 4 competitors in this session, and we are ready to clean and jerk. So we had some great snatches going on. We only had 2 snatches that were missed out of all 4 competitors, which is awesome. So I hope we have the same kind of luck for the clean and jerk. So let's see, we have Shelby Sweat opening us up with 70 kilos. I'm sorry, 57 kilos. I apologize. All right, great, clean. Stood up with that super easy. So the bar has to come to a complete stop in the clean and jerk. And she did an awesome jerk. She got the down signal from Christian, and she will go 3 white lights, I'm sure. You see that replay. Nice clean, takes a big breath. Dip and jerk. Awesome. Very solid. Great opener. So she is the only competitor that is opening with 57. The bar goes to 58. The automatic 1 kilo increase rule. Oh, she's going up to 60. So we have the bar loaded, and now she has a 2-minute clock because she's following herself. So the loaders are putting 60 kilos on the bar. So once the loaders get done with loading the bar, then her clock will start. So this session is going to go really fast. Like I said, there's only 4 competitors. Shelby, Amber, Nancy, and Jill. And there is $750 up to grabs. So far, Jill is out front. We'll see if anybody can catch her in the clean and jerk. My husband always says, snatch for show, clean and jerk for dough. So clean and jerk is where it matters. You want to be a good snatcher, but meets are won in the clean and jerk. So the bar is loaded for Shelby at 60 kilos. So we got a 2-minute clock on the bar. Alrighty, 1.5 minutes left. I see Shelby back there, and Jake is coaching Shelby for this competition. Shelby lifts out of our gym up in Beaufort, Georgia. She lifts for us for Williams Weightlifting. I'm Kelly Williams, if I didn't say that. Alright, Shelby's chalking up. Let's see this go. So second attempt, 60 kilos. Shelby used to do some powerlifting and then started weightlifting. Great clean. She's been lifting the Olympic lifts for about a year. Awesome jerk. She's come a long way. She looks really good on the bar. It's a great clean and jerk. So far, she's gone 5 for 5, which is super hard to do. So proud of her. So she has 1 more lift. The automatic increase rule takes her up to 61. I'm sure she will not take that. Like I said, Shelby trains out of our gym up in Beaufort, Peak Strength and Fitness. She's been working really hard. She's a great athlete. And she's just a pleasure to be around. She's leaving us for med school. She's going up to Pennsylvania. We're going to miss her. All right, so she's got about 1:46 left on the clock. Looks like they bumped that up to 63 kilos. I'm sure she will probably take that. They're going to probably let the clock run down for about a minute, and then she'll come out and take it. So going 6 for 6 in a competition is really hard. A lot of lifters never even do that their entire career. So it's really exciting that Shelby is, as soon as she makes this, she will have done 6 for 6. And she had mentioned earlier that this was her last powerlifting competition on this very platform last year. So Shelby's chalking up, third attempt, 63 kilos. I'm sure she's going to make this. All right, she's looking confident. She's looking pumped. This is her last clean and jerk of the day. Easy clean. She's going to take a breath. The bar has to come to a complete stop. She'll dip and jerk. Here we go. Good job. And a smile. Very awesome. I'm pretty sure that is a PR for her. 63 and 50 kilos snatch. That makes a 113 total. That is so awesome. She's come such a long way. She looks great. Solid jerk. Very nice. So excited she was. That's awesome. All right, so now the bar gets loaded to 72 kilos for the opening attempt of Amber Baird. She didn't claim a team, so I don't know who she coaches with. But she was credited with 65 kilos in the snatch. She went 2 for 3. She just barely missed 67 on her third attempt. So she's opening with 72 kilos in the clean and jerk, and then Nancy will be right behind her with 75 kilos. All right, Amber is chalking up, and she's approaching the bar. Let's see this opening attempt for 72 kilos. There we go, easy clean. All right, a little bit of a press out there. I'm not sure they're going to give that to her. Let's see what the judges do. Oh, they gave it to her. That's awesome. All right, 72 opener. So let's rewatch that. Clean was great. Able to come out of the bottom really fast. So, well, from this angle, it looks pretty good. So that's awesome. All right, opener, 72 kilos she's credited with. Bar goes up to 74 kilos. Let's see if that stays on the bar. I wouldn't be surprised if she bumps up a little bit. Give her some rest. All right, welcome back to the 5-bar showdown, the women's weightlifting portion of the event. We are here at Meadowcreek High School in Duluth. So we just watched Shelby go 6 for 6 with a 50 kilo snatch and a 63 kilo clean and jerk, and I'm pretty sure those are PRs. She ends with a 113 total. We have 4 competitors in this competition. So we're moving fast. Amber just opened up with 72 kilos and then has gone up to 74. We have 3 competitors left. This is Amber's second attempt. 74 is on the bar, so let's see what she does with this. Nice clean. Let's hope she gets real aggressive for this jerk. Here we go. Good job. Think she'll get white lights on that. Yeah, and she does. So she's credited with 74, and now the bar goes up 75, and that brings Nancy up to the bar for her opening attempt. Oh yeah, so easy clean by Amber. And then grab that jerk. She gets nice and deep. Very nice. All right, so Nancy's on deck. This will be her opening attempt at 75 kilos. All righty, here she's chalking up. Let's see what she does. So 75 kilos, opening attempt. Here we go. There we go, easy, clean, came out of that bottom, super easy. All right, solid jerk. And she goes, gets 3 white lights. Sorry, I was distracted by a friend walking by. Let's repeat, let's look at that again. So solid clean, caught it super high. Good grief, she could have probably power cleaned it. Nice solid jerk. Awesome. She checks the clock out to make sure it's good. Gives everybody a wave. Awesome. Now the bar is loaded to 76 kilos. This will be Amber's third attempt. Let's see if she takes this or if she forces Nancy to go. Looks like she might take it. Nancy's bumping up to 78. So especially when there's only 4 competitors, there's a lot of numbers changes at the cards table. You always got to know what's going on. 1 kilo makes a big difference sometimes in placement and in order for who's going next. So this is Amber with 76 kilos. This will be her third attempt. Once she makes this, she will have gone 5 for 6. Oh, super easy pull. She gets adjusted a little bit. Let's see what she does. And 3 white lights. Hands up in the air. Good job. So she just went 5 for 6. She totaled 141. She snatched 65. Clean jerk 76. It's 3 for 3 in the clean and jerk. She had a great day. Solid jerk right there. Awesome. Way to go, Amber. All right, so we have 2 competitors left. Let's see if Nancy's able to close the gap on Jill. Remember, we have $750 of cold hard cash up for grabs. So far, it looks like it's just going to be Jill taking home the money. She's got a big opener with 91 kilos in the clean and jerk. So Nancy is going up to 78 for her second attempt. She's looking pretty confident. Awesome clean. Nice, solid jerk. Super, super easy. So she's accredited with 78 so far. So she has a 143 total. And currently she's in the lead only because Jill hasn't opened up yet. So Nancy has 79 on the bar. We'll see if she takes that. That'll be her third attempt, and then Jill will open up with 91. These ladies have been doing awesome. So far, no one has missed a clean and jerk. I hope I didn't just jinx anybody. Everybody's coming out and just hitting solid weights, which is awesome to watch. We only missed 2 snatches in the first half of the session. They were third attempts. So far everybody's gone 5 for 6 or 6 for 6. Alrighty, so here we go with our third attempt. Nancy, 82 kilos, is loaded on the bar. Once she makes this, she will have gone 6 for 6. That'll be the second competitor to go 6 for 6 in this competition. All right, great clean. See if she gets back on those heels a little bit, makes this jerk. There we go, solid jerk. Stay tight. Oh, fight for it. What a great fight. That's awesome. They'll give her 3 white lights. She's super happy with that. Way to go. 147 total. What a great day. 6 for 6. 65 snatch, 82 clean and jerk. Very nice. Nicely done. All right, so let's rewatch that lift. Great clean. You could tell it was a little heavy for her. She got a little forward. She got back on her heels for that jerk, though, and she stuck this. She wanted it bad. There we go. Good fight. That was awesome. And she checks the clock to see. Oh, there we go. She was super excited. All right, so now we have Jill, our last competitor. For the women's weightlifting portion of the 5-bar showdown, we're here at Meadowcreek in Duluth, Georgia. Jill lifts for Cummings Strength and Fitness. Her and her husband own that gym in Cumming. She's opening up with 91 kilos. Great clean and a solid jerk. Good grief, that was super easy. She needs more on the bar. All right, so they'll claim 92 because that's that 1 kilo increase rule. But I know she won't make that. That 91 was super awesome. All right, and that was right at 200 pounds for those of us that don't do kilos to pound conversions very well. That was 200.2 pounds. I spoke with her between the snatch and clean and jerk. She said 207 is her best clean and jerk. So let's see if she'll come close to that. That'll be 94. So if she hits 95, then that'll be a PR. So 94 is what they called for. This will equal her best clean and jerk, which, judging by 91, I'm sure she'll be able to make, because that was super, super easy. She smoked it. So she has about a minute and a half left on the bar. Like I said, when you're following yourself, you have a 2-minute clock. Clean and jerk, sometimes you need a little bit more rest, but not Jill. She's ready, so she's going to take this 94. This will equal her best in competition. It's 94 kilos. This is 207 pounds. Oh, a little forward. So you got to get aggressive on those clean and jerks. 91 was so easy. I hope she just bumps up, goes for the PR. She can totally do that. Hips just got thrown out a little bit behind her. So let's watch that again. She's a little slow off the floor. All right, so let's watch this. It's a little slow. Hips come way back. So the elbows went down and down the bar came. So looks like she's going to take 94. I'm hoping she'll go to 95 for the PR. Sometimes you need a little bit more incentive, and I think they are. That's what third attempts are for. Get a little crazy, get a PR. She's already won, essentially. She's got a 164 total. She did that with her opener at 91. So she's going to take the money no matter what. $750. So third attempt is just all about what you want to lift. So this will be a PR for her. That'll be 209 pounds. So it'll be a 2-pound PR. 207 is what she has done before. That was 94 kilos and some change. It's not exact, but it doesn't matter. She's going to make this. 95 kilos. This will be a PR. Last clean and jerk of the women's session. She's already won, but this is just bragging rights. Go, 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 go. Awesome. Way to fight it. Nice. Good job. Super awesome. A PR for her. Way to go. She's super excited about that. That's awesome. Nice lifting. All right, so let's watch that again. 95 kilos. Solid clean. Stuck the jerk. That was great. 95 for the PR. Very cool. And she looked awesome. She's celebrating. Awesome. Well, that concludes our women's portion. Jill wins with 73 and 95. She takes the $750 cash prize home. And we're happy for her. Good job to all our competitors.
All right, guys, welcome to the men's weightlifting session. We are a couple lifters in. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late, but I am Caleb Williams here to commentate and give you the rundown of what is going on, of what you're watching here with the men's weightlifting session. Right now, from EAV Barbell, Jason Guzman with 69 kilos on his third attempt. No lift. So if you are familiar with weightlifting or not familiar with weightlifting, what you saw there is the bar have to move from the platform to overhead in one steady motion, and it has to go straight to lockout. So Jason's arms finished a little bit short, and then he pressed the bar out, which is the reason for the red lights. We saw a couple lifters earlier that also ran into the same problem. It's one of the hard issues with weightlifting is making sure your technique is on point so you can go straight to lockout and you don't run into the red lights here. All South Barbell has a lifter here, coached by Andy Coggins. Chris Perez is the lifter. 70 kilos is the weight on the bar. That's 154 pounds. I believe this is Chris's first competition as well. That's a good looking first attempt for Chris and an even looking Beard. If you watch this replay from the side, the bar stayed nice and close. He did not clip his beard on the way up, straight to arms lock and held for the down call. Reason for the white lights. A good lift for Chris. He's got more in the tank. Another strategy in weightlifting, you can see that he has 71 kilos in for his second attempt. So weightlifting, different than powerlifting, the bar, it only progresses upward in weight. So right now he is a lifter who's following himself, which gives him a 2-minute clock. But you can change the weights. You have a declaration, which is your first change in weight, and then you have 2 weight changes after that. So he has the ability to jump by 1 kilo twice, and the clock will stop just long enough for the loaders to change the weight on the bar and for the announcer to start the clock again. So that was what he did here. He has 1 change left, I believe. I imagine he will probably go to 73 kilos. Clock stops. Looks like Chris wants a little more weight. 73 is the weight on the bar. And I believe that's his last change, so he should be coming out for this lift. This session you're watching here, all these men here are competing in different weight classes, but they're all competing against each other by the Sinclair formula. So the weight that they weighed in at on the scale, there's a coefficient called the Sinclair coefficient that their body weight takes into account the amount of weight that they lifted. And that Sinclair formula multiplied by the weight that they lift gives them an even playing field for different weight classes to compete against each other. So this weight class and this session will all be ranked based on that Sinclair formula. The winner of this session on Sinclair formula is going to take home $750 in cash as well as some awesome prizes. That was a nice lift for Chris on his second attempt. It looks like we're going to go through the same process he did on his second attempt here on his third. He's going to take the automatic increase of 74 kilos. And he's going to milk the clock here. Clock is running for Chris on his third and final attempt of the snatch. If you're tuning in and you're not familiar with weightlifting, it is the snatch, which the bar goes from the ground to overhead all in one motion. And the clean and jerk is the second portion. The bar goes from the ground to the shoulders, and then from the shoulders to overhead. The total would be your best made snatch combined with your best made clean and jerk to give you a total amount that you will be ranked on. And Chris wants an increase. Third attempt, going to 75 kilos. It's 165 pounds. There's a lot of green on the board so far. So you're looking at the scoreboard right now. We've got 2 for 3 on our first lifters who have completed the snatch portion. Jason and Jeramey both went 2 for 3. Chris is looking to become the first one to make all 3 of his snatches. We have 4 lifters remaining after that, and it's going to get interesting as we get down here to the end. As we were talking about being ranked by the Sinclair formula, which there's going to be some weight jockeying. These guys are going to try to see where the other one's going to end up, feel each other out. Every kilo is going to end up counting, especially when we get down to the clean and jerk, when it comes down to who's going to make lifts to win the money. Clock's running for Chris. He has 1 minute and 10 seconds to come out and take his 3rd and final attempt, unless he wants more weight. And in this case, he does. He's asking for more weight. Chris is going to bump up to 76 kilos. And this is his final change. So he will be coming out to take this lift. He has 1 minute and 5. Those loaders were fast on that, so the clock is running again. 76 kilos is on the bar. 167 pounds is the weight. And he has 55 seconds to come out and complete this lift. His 2nd attempt looked good. I think he has enough in the tank for this lift. And that looks like a good lift. Let's see what the judges say. And it's good for Chris. 3 for 3 in the snatch. To watch that replay. There's a good pull. Got a little bit away from him. He was a little soft on the turnover, but his arms did not bend, and he completed the lift, getting him 3 white lights from our judges. Next lifter up is going to be Luis Velasquez. 80 kilos is going to be the weight. This will be his 1st attempt. Luis weighed in at 72 kilos. He's one of the lighter ones in this session. And that puts him in the 77 kilo weight class. But because it's Sinclair formula, it'll be calculated based off of his body weight, the 72 kilos that he weighed in, which gives him advantage over some of these other lifters. 80 kilos is the weight, 176 pounds. And that looks like an easy opener for Luis. Judges agree. White lights. It looks like Luis will more than likely follow himself. The next lifter after Luis is asking for 95 kilos. You see that lift from the front. Luis keep that bar nice and close. Fast turnover. Good timing and a nice easy opener. He's got way more in the tank. So he has 81 kilos in right now, but I imagine he will play the same game. He'll wait a few seconds here, and then he will change the weight, and he will ask for more. Like we said earlier, the bar in weightlifting, Olympic-style weightlifting, only goes up. It never goes back down like it does in powerlifting. In powerlifting, it follows the rounds system. The bar goes lightest to heaviest on 1st attempts, and then reorders lightest to heaviest on 3rd attempts, and the same method for the final attempt. In weightlifting, the bar only goes from lightest to heaviest. Only progresses and never comes back down, which is the reason Luis is following himself here. There is no lifters between his 1st and 2nd attempt of 80 and 84 kilos. The next lifter after him is asking for 95, so he will more than likely follow himself on his 3rd attempt as well. But I've seen Luis lift before, and he will be plenty prepared to take these short breaks and come back and make lifts. $84 kilos, 185 pounds on the bar for Luis. Another easy attempt. 3 white lights for Luis. Not quite as technically sound as the first one, but still a strong, easy lift. You can see his hips come up a little fast. The bar got a little away from his body on the turnover, but he's still able to recover and make a nice, strong lift, and he definitely has more in the tank. Welcome back, just in time for Luis's third attempt. 88 kilos is the weight he wants, and that is a good lift, going 3 for 3 in the snatch. Nice lift for Luis. He came out, he's a little more aggressive on that lift. Let's take another look at it. And a great finish there for Luis. He was nice and aggressive on that third attempt. Technically, he came back and made improvements after that second attempt. You can tell he's been on the platform before. James Moree up at 95 kilos on his first attempt, lifting in the 77 kilo weight class. James is one of our athletes actually lifting for Williams Weightlifting. He is a young guy, up and coming, and hasn't spent a lot of time in the sport, but he is making a lot of progress here. He has not spent a lot of time on the platform either, but he is definitely gaining some experience this year. This is his second competition this year. He weighed in light, 77, also weighed in at 72 kilos, just over 72 kilos. And he is going to be doing his opening attempt at 100 kilos, 220 pounds. We're down to our final 3 lifters in this flight. James is one of them. There will also be Edward Baker and Seán Brown. Nice strong opener for James. We'll take another look at this. James has been working on making some technical improvements as well. Stays over the bar, finishes nice and close. Hands are a little slow, but he can make that adjustment come back and is good for more. And you can see that he has asked for 101 kilos, following suit with everyone earlier who has had following themselves with a 2-minute clock. They will milk this clock and gain some extra time for them to rest between attempts. So he will increase that weight here shortly. And just as we expected, James has asked for more weight. He's taken the increase to 105 kilos. This is 231 pounds. James lifting in the 77 kilo weight class. Weighed in at light at 72, which, if my fly by the seat of my pants math is correct, that's about 159 pounds. He's got 1 minute and 20 seconds to come out and take this attempt. James' all-time best in the snatch is 111, but he's had a shoulder injury about a year ago and has been rehabbing, coming back strong, making some improvements in strength and technique, and expect to see more out of him in the future. He's got 1 minute on the clock. Looks like James is getting ready. And here he comes to the platform, ready for 105 kilos, second attempt. Close lift for James. Set improvements we were just talking about, that lift, if we watch the replay, James never completely extends and lets that bar get away from his hips a little bit, which causes him to jump back a little bit on the turnover, which is the reason the bar was out front. Missed lift. He will follow himself again. 105 kilos for his third attempt. I imagine he'll stay the same. Try to make the technical improvement, come back and make a successful third attempt. Good. Minute and 20 seconds on the clock for James. Third attempt. He will be followed by an opener of 125 kilos, taking a big jump after this. Seán Brown will be the next lifter. Edward Baker has 130 in. I've seen both of these guys lift well over those amounts, so it'll be interesting to see if they take those weights or if they're going to ask for more. And those two, I imagine one of those will be taking home a check for $750. So there will be interesting to see how they break down their attempts and how they strategize based off what the other one is doing. It'll come down. Every lift will count. Every kilo will count as we get farther through this competition. James has asked for an increase of 106 kilos. He must feel confident that he can make that technical adjustment and come back make a successful lift on his third attempt. 45 seconds on the clock. I love the camera angles that show us the warm-up room, the lifters getting ready in the back. It's some of my favorite action. I think I actually enjoy watching that more than the competition platform, is watching how lifters carry themselves and how they prepare in the back room, getting ready for the platform. 107 kilos is the call for James. He's coming out, third attempt, 30 seconds on the clock. 235 pounds. Weighing 159. Close attempt. Slow on the turnover. Elbows bent, and he lost the lift at 107. Credited with 100 on his opener. He'll come back for clean and jerk. Just as we anticipated, the weights are going up a little bit higher. Seán has bumped up from 125 to 130 kilos. This is 286 pounds, guys. We're getting up into some serious weight, especially on the snatch, where the bar goes from ground to overhead, all in one motion. 130 kilos. Seán Brown from HD Barbell Club. He's actually the head coach at HD Barbell Club here in Atlanta. Seán has a dual citizenship with Ireland, so he has actually competed for Ireland on the international stage as well. 130 kilos is the call. Looks like he's going to come out and take that. There you go. You can see his Ireland singlet as he comes out here to take the platform. $130 kilos. Opening attempt for Seán Brown. His warm-ups look good. This should be a nice, strong lift for him. Oh, strong pull, a little shaky on the recovery for Seán. And the judges say good lift. 30 is in the books for Seán. Automatic increase will be 131. I imagine he'll take more than that. Edward Baker is in at 133 for his opening attempt. I imagine they will jump over that and make Edward take his opener, so they can see where each other stack up. 133 is on the bar. Edward is going to be the lifter. Edward from right here in Atlanta as well. Lifting for Texas Barbell. And longtime lifter at Coffee's Gym also. $133 is the weight. Closing in on 300 pounds. This is right around 290. Give or take a couple pounds. Strong pull, but a missed lift for Edward on his opening attempt at 133. He's going to have to stay there and retake that weight. Just like we talked about, every lift and every kilo counts as we get down here through the final lifts. That missed lift and having to retake 133 gives Seán Brown a little bit of an edge. He has one good lift in the books. He's lighter than Edward is, so that Sinclair will be in his favor. But also gives him an extra attempt, now that Edward will need to retake 133 or increase after a missed lift. 133 remain the weight on the bar. Seán Brown once more. He's going to go up. He calls for 134. This forces Edward Baker to come back and take 133, but he goes ahead and calls for the increase. So this brings the lift back to Seán Brown. The strategy that we talked about is in full effect right now. Seán has now increased to 135. Edward has asked for 137, 300 pounds. Edward taking a gamble for the money here, trying to make sure he stays in command. Taking a 4-kilo jump after a missed lift. He's going to need to make this lift to stay in the competition and have a shot at the cash. 135 is the weight on the bar. 297 pounds for Seán Brown from HD Barbell Club. He's going to come out and take this attempt. His opener looks strong. This is a 5-kilo jump from his opening attempt. At a lift of this weight, and a man of his size, a 5-kilo jump from first or second attempt is reasonable. Oh. Gets it overhead, gets it down. Let's see what the judges say. 3 white lights for Seán at 135. Not as technically perfect as his first lift. He lets the bar get away from him a little bit, off the hips, and he jumps backwards a little bit, putting him on his toes, having to chase the bar down a little bit at 135, 297 pounds, but saves it, makes a good lift, and he takes the lead. Edward needs this 137 to get in the competition and to give himself a chance to set himself up to take down Seán Brown, who is now in command of this competition. Seán is called for 138. Edward is up at 137. He needs to come back and make this lift. 300 pounds on the bar. Edward Baker weighed in, I believe, at 107 kilos, just over the 105 mark. Edward is capable of these lifts and more. Running the clock down, 7 seconds. And that's another low lift for Edward. We've seen him lift well over these weights before. He looks a little tentative today. I don't know if he's nursing an injury or if there's something else going on, but I've definitely seen him look stronger and crisper than he is today. 300 pounds will remain on the bar for Edward. He's going to have to make this lift, not just as a chance for the money, but just to stay in the competition and be able to get a total. We have 2 minutes for him to make that adjustment, get his mind in the right place, and come back and make 137. He will be followed by the final lift of the day at 138. Unless he wants more, the lifter there will be Seán Brown. Both of these guys snatching 300 pounds and more. Great athletes, great lifting going on. Like we said, every one of these kilos will count. Normally, in a competition situation, you would, if you had a missed lift, especially on your opening attempt, you would repeat to make sure you get a lift in, a safe lift, before you increase the weight on the bar. Sometimes you will see lifters make a small increase after that because they know they can make that technical adjustment. But in a situation like this where it's all on the line for the cash, you saw Edward make a 4-kilo jump after a miss, 133 to 137, but he missed that one too. So now he needs to come out, make this lift to stay in the competition and be in the hunt to become the 5-bar weightlifting champion. Let's get behind Edward. Let's make some noise. Here we go. Come on, Edward. If you're at home, you better be screaming at your computer. Let Edward hear your support. He's going to run the clock down again. We're down to 12 seconds. And that was a close attempt but no lift for Edward Baker. Unfortunately, in weightlifting, if you miss all 3 of your snatch attempts, you are officially out of the competition. Your total is 0. He will be allowed, and any lifter who does not complete one portion of the competition, he will be allowed to lift in the other event, so Edward can come back and clean and jerk, but his total will be 0, so he is not in the running for the money. Seán Brown has asked for more weight. He's taking a big jump. He went from 130 to 135 between his first and second attempt. He's asking for 141 here on his third attempt. This is 310 pounds. 6 kilos is a significant jump between a second and a third attempt. But Seán Brown has asked for it. They're going to clean the bar off. Sometimes that chalk gets stuck in the knurling. Doesn't give you quite as good a grip. So Seán has requested that our amazing loaders clean that bar off real quick so he can get a good grip on it. He can feel that knurling dig into his hands. And that bar is loaded. The clock is running for Seán Brown from HD Barbell Club. 141 kilos, 310 pounds on the bar. With the unfortunate bomb out of Edward Baker, Seán is now in control of this competition and is the front runner to take home the money, become the 5-bar weightlifting champion, which is why he's taking a little more of a gamble here. I imagine that 140 is probably his best, and this would give him a PR, which is why he's making a 6-kilo jump. I know this is close to a limit lift for him. And it looks like a good lift. And the judges agree. 3 white lifts, 141 kilos. Good lift for Seán Brown. And that looked like the best lift he had all day. Technically fantastic. Watch this replay. This is a big lift, guys. Finishes the pull. He's in a better position underneath the bar than he was all day. Only has to take 1 adjustment step, and that is a great lift. Congratulations, Seán Brown, on a 141-kilo snatch. There will be a 10-minute break, and we will come back for the clean and jerk portion, and we will find out who our champion is going to be. All right, welcome back to the clean and jerk portion of the 5-bar showdown for the men's weightlifting division. We just watched the snatches. There's some exciting stuff going on at the end of the snatches there. The top lifter coming out of the snatch portion was Seán Brown, finished with a PR lift of 141 kilos. Starting the clean and jerks off, Jeramey Jones was our first lifter. Williams Weightlifting, one of our guys. 77 was the lift. He's going to come back and make this on his second attempt. Jeramey over this past year has made a ton of technical progress as well as strength improvements. He's a super hard worker. He's going to come back and he's going to get his mind right and make this 77 kilo lift on his second attempt. Jeramey finished the snatch portion with a 55 kilo snatch, 121 pounds, and that was a PR for Jeramey. He started aggressive today with 52, jumped to 55 for a PR, went 2 for 3 on the snatch. Now he's back to finish up this 77 and move on to his third attempt in the clean and jerk. Strong clean. And a little balance, and it looked like he might have hit himself in the chin with the bar also on that jerk. So Jeramey's going to need to gather himself, come back, and make this third attempt. Easy clean you just saw. Replay on the jerk, let's see what happened. Looked like he clipped his chin on the way up, and that does not feel good, but the clean was easy. He can come back, make the adjustment, and finish this lift. Third attempt, 77 kilos. He needs this to stay in the competition. While we have a minute, want to take some time to thank our sponsors. Our presenting sponsors for the competition for this weightlifting portion: Team Rohr Powerlifting at teamrohr.com and Williams Weightlifting at williamsweightlifting.com. Presenting sponsors for this weightlifting portion: LFT Sports Nutrition, gold sponsor for the 5-bar showdown this weekend. LFT Sports Nutrition, they have some awesome supplements, great products, and they have been a huge supporter of this competition, so make sure you check them out. Roswell Barbell is in the house today. They have some lifters. They've been hanging out, spending some time with everybody. Silver sponsors here at the 5-bar showdown, as well as PowerDot. PowerDot flew in for this event. If you have not checked out PowerDot and their stim machines that are able to be controlled through your phone via Magic, you should check them out. Thrive Wellness Center, local here. Check them out if you will live in the Atlanta area. Thrive Wellness Center, sponsor and supporter here of the 5-bar showdown. Quest Athletics, huge powerlifting mecca in Duluth, Georgia, not far from us right now. Check them out. They carry all sorts of equipment, great place to train if you're into powerlifting. And Titan Support Systems, also bronze sponsor here at the 5-bar showdown. So a huge shout out and thank you to all of our sponsors for investing your time here and spending this 5-bar showdown weekend with us. One of a kind competition where lifters have the opportunity to compete in weightlifting only, powerlifting only, or the combination of the two in all 5 bars, all 5 lifts: snatch, clean and jerk, squat, bench, and deadlift, all on the same day. Another solid clean from Jeramey. He needs to make this adjustment for the jerk. He gets it overhead and holds it for the down call. What do the judges say? Good lift for Jeramey to come back and make a nice 77 kilo attempt. 78 kilo. That's my mistake. He asked for more weight. Snuck it in without me seeing him. Way to come back and stay in the competition and make that 78 kilo lift. Jason Guzman will be our next lifter. Looks like he's calling for 88. You can see him chalking up, preparing here. $88 kilos is the weight on the bar. Bar is loaded. Clock is running for Jason from EAV Barbell in downtown Atlanta somewhere. I live here, but I don't like to go downtown. I get lost very easily down there. Every street is a peach, and they're all one way, so I stay out of there. But EAV is down there among the peaches somewhere in the one-way streets. Don't go the wrong way. EAV Barbell, Jason Guzman Fingers slipped off the clean on that first attempt at 88. He'll come back and make that adjustment. Weight looked easy off the floor. Looked like it might have been a little bit of flexibility, a little technical issue on the turnover. If he can get those elbows up, keep those fingers on the bar, I imagine he can make the correction and come back and make that lift to 88 kilos, just shy of 200 pounds. Opening attempt for him. This will be Jason's second attempt. He will have his third attempt. Following this, we also have another attempt after this. Next lifter will be Chris Perez. Looks like he's calling for 90 kilos, 198 pounds for his opening attempt. So we'll see what Jason does here and see who the next lifter will be. If you've been staying tuned for all the action today, if you saw everything beginning this morning you saw 3 sessions back-to-back of men's weightlifting. Those 3 sessions were part of the Superman total, the all 5 lifts in one single day. Those athletes right now are doing the powerlifting portion of the 5-bar showdown. Their totals and their Sinclair and Wilks formula from weightlifting and powerlifting respectively will be added together to give us the 5-bar Superman champion. They're on the bench portion right now. There's a tight race over there. The winner of that competition, that category, is going to leave here tonight with $1,500 as well as a bag full, more like a trunk full of prizes to go along with that $1,500. So if you have not been staying tuned to that, as soon as this session is over, make sure you click over to watch the powerlifting going on, because those guys are in the powerlifting portion right now. Another technical mistake by Jason coming out. The bar's getting a little bit too far away from him. He's not able to keep it up on his shoulders and keep that bar in the rack position long enough for him to stand up. We have a great replay here thanks to our amazing webcast crew. You can see that bar off the hips getting a big loop around away from him. In the weightlifting, the closer you can keep the bar to your body, the more efficient you are, the faster you'll be able to do, and the more weight you'll be able to lift. Every little bit that bar gets away from your body is like adding small trucks on the end of that bar. It gets a lot heavier, a lot faster. So not only does strength come into play and power, but technique plays a big role in the weightlifting competition. Weightlifting, just as you see it now, is the same events contested in the Olympics. That's why they call this Olympic weightlifting. So when you watch the Summer Olympic Games and you see them lifting the snatch and the clean and jerk, these are the same lifts that you see on NBC Sports. Jason has 1 minute to come back and make this third attempt and make the adjustment. He just got smacked in the butt by his coach, Robert Hall, getting hyped up. He's ready to come back, stay in the competition, and make this 88 kilos on his third attempt. You can hear everybody getting behind him. Let's see what he can do. And Jason makes the adjustment, makes the clean. It was a good fight. Not easy, but he made it. Can he get it overhead? And it looks like if he can get that bar to his shoulders, standing up, he's going to have no problem getting that bar from shoulders to overhead. We watched that replay. Not the best technical lift we've ever seen from him. Feet are a little uneven, but he had the will, the grit to fight that lift out. Stands it up, and a nice dip and drive straight to overhead. Nice easy jerk for Jason at 88 kilos to stay alive. He finishes the day with a 154 kilo total. I'm not sure how that stacks up to his best lifts, but I know he's been pushing his limit here today, opening up pretty high compared to his relative maxes and pushing his limits. The next lifter here from All South Barbell over in Smyrna, I believe. Not Smyrna. If you are moved here from Pennsylvania like I did 13 years ago and started calling it Smyrna, a lot of people will make fun of you. It's Smyrna, all right? So All South Barbell in Smyrna. Chris Perez is the lifter. He's got 47 seconds on the clock. This is 198 pounds. This is Chris's first weightlifting competition, first time on the platform. For anyone who has been watching, wondering if you should get on the platform, the answer is yes. Don't wait. It's an amazing sport. You'll learn a lot about yourself out there by yourself on the platform, but you meet a lot of amazing people in the weightlifting and the powerlifting communities. Some of our lifelong friends have been made here at competitions. You never know where this sport will take you. That was a good opening attempt for Chris. 3 white lights, nice and easy at 90 kilos. He's called 91. He's obviously going to call for more than that. The clock is running on 91, though. 200 pounds for Chris from All South Barbell, coached by Andy Coggins on the right of your screen in the bright red shirt. So catching up to where we were before this morning with 3 sessions of the Superman being contested in the weightlifting. Those athletes are competing right now in the powerlifting portion, fighting for the opportunity to be crowned the first ever 5-bar Showdown Superman champion, taking home $1,500 cash, $1,500, that's 2 zeros, and a boatload of prizes to go along with it. As soon as this session is over and you finish watching this weightlifting portion, make sure you click over to watch the powerlifting portion to see who's going to be the 5-bar champion. They're in the middle of bench presses now. Following their bench presses, they will go into deadlifts, and that's when the deciding factors will be made. The kilos will be fought. All the calculations will be made to see who comes out on top today. On this platform, weightlifting, this is the final session of the day. We're down to our final 5 lifters of the day on this platform. We'll be starting back up early tomorrow morning. 8:30 will be the beginning of the Superwoman competition. Tomorrow, there are roughly 30 women going to be vying for the opportunity to become the first ever 5-bar Showdown Superwoman. What that means is they will be competing just like the men did today in the snatch and clean and jerk portion in the morning, followed by the powerlifting portion in the afternoon, squat, bench, and deadlift. So those amazing super women will be lifting in 5 separate lifts all throughout the day to see who will be crowned the first Superwoman and taking home, just like the Supermen do, $1,500 cash prize and a small boatload of prizes to go along with it. There's been some amazing lifting going on. And when you look at the Superman and Superwoman categories, a lot more than just lifting weights comes into play. Some of these athletes, a lot of them, have competed in one sport or the other, weightlifting or powerlifting. Many of them have not done both. So there's many people who have done their first ever weightlifting competition as part of the Super Total, and many have done their first powerlifting competition as part of the Super Total. And not only do you have the new elements of competition and new lifts to compete with, but you also have to take into account that you're lifting for the majority of the day. When do you eat? When do you rest? Do you get any sleep? Do you leave? Do you come back? You know, when should you push yourself on your lifts? When should you hold yourself back and save a little bit for later? This is a whole nother aspect of competition and planning that come into account with that competition. So tune in tomorrow morning to see what happens with these super women. There are some ladies who are going to be lifting some amazing weights, great lifters, and it's going to be fun to watch. So don't miss it. That last lift was also good for Chris Perez, 96 kilos. He took a 6-kilo jump from 90 to 96. We're well over the 200-pound mark here. We're closing in around 210 or so. 207 or 97 was the call, but he's going to ask for more weight. We know that. Going to 98 kilos. All South Barbell, Chris Perez has called for 98 kilos. I believe he has 1 change left. We'll see if he uses it or if 98 kilos is the weight that he wants. He jumped 6 kilos from his first to second attempt. So I imagine he'll jump more than 2 before his final attempt here. But we'll see how he's feeling and what he wants to come out and make. And he does. Chris Perez wants more weight. We're going to bump it up 1 more kilo to 99 kilos. 99 kilos. 218 pounds is the weight on the bar. Chris Perez is a lifter. Clock is running. I wasn't counting, but I believe that was his last change, so he should come out and take this lift. But we shall see. You can see him still hanging out in the back. And nope, he had 1 change left. The clock is stopped. 101 is the call. 101. This will be his final change. 101 kilos will be the weight for Chris Perez. If you train in pounds, you wonder why all these things are in kilos, and it makes no sense. On an international stage, all competitions, powerlifting and weightlifting, are all contested in kilograms, as well as local competitions. So, regardless of what you train in, if you go to a weightlifting competition, you will be lifting in kilograms on the platform. 101 is the weight on the bar. 222 pounds. And a little bit of change for Chris Perez. 3rd attempt. Solid clean from Chris. And a good fight. He gets his feet together, gets the down call, and that is a good lift. 3 white lights from the judges. Chris finishes going 6 for 6 on the day with a 177 kilo total. 6 for 6 means he made all 3 of his snatches and all 3 of his clean and jerks. 0 missed lifts by Chris today. That is a great job of lifting by Chris and coaching by his coaching staff to keep him in a range that allows him to make lifts but challenges him to hit new records and push himself as an athlete as well. Great job, Chris. 104 is weight on the bar. This brings up Luis Velasquez for his opening attempt. 104 kilos, just under 230 pounds. It's a nice clean from Chris. He's got good speed and a nice fast jerk straight to lock. And that looks like a good lift to me. The judges agree. Nice easy open from Luis Velasquez. He's 4 for 4 on the day. He finished and made all 3 of his snatches. He made a solid opener on his clean and jerk. You can see that replay. Nice fast elbows. He's got good speed and timing on that jerk. Solid recovery. He stayed in control of that lift from start to finish. He definitely has more in the tank. 105 is the weight on the bar. That's the call for Luis Velasquez. We shall see what he wants. I don't imagine he's going to come out for 105, but he will buy himself some time by putting this in as his first weight on the bar, which will leave him with 2 changes before he has to come out to the platform. He's got 1 minute and 35 seconds. Luis's coach is checking out the table, scoping everything out, seeing where he's going to end up. Clock is stopped. Luis wants more weight. 108 kilograms is the weight on the bar. Lifter remains Luis. This will be his 2nd attempt. And I imagine he will follow himself for his 3rd attempt as well. The next lifter after Luis has called for 115 kilograms. 115 kilos would be the next lifter after Luis is finished. But this is Luis's 2nd attempt, and he still has 1 to go after this. 108 kilos on the bar. Let's see what he has to say about that. That was a nice lift for Luis. He's 5 for 6. On the day, he has one lift left to try to make all of his lifts, going 6 for 6 on the day. $109 is the weight on the bar, but he's going to ask for more here pretty soon. The clock is stopped. Loaders are adding more weight. 110 is the call from Luis. It's one of our final 3 lifters this session. And that is a mistake on my part. There's only 2 lifters left in this session. Edward Baker has withdrawn from competition after failing to complete a lift in the snatch portion. So our 2 lifters left following Luis will be James Moree and Seán Brown. And those, I imagine, would be our top 2 Sinclair finishers, but it appears that Seán Brown is in control of the competition. Following the snatch, he will need to make some clean and jerks to wrap that up and make sure that he stays in control and is able to take this home. But he is in control going into these final clean and jerks. Final change for Luis. He's asked for 112 kilos. 112. Loaders are quickly putting that on the bar. 113 is the weight. 113. He's bumped it up. He changed his mind. 113 is the weight on the bar for Luis Velasquez. 250 pounds, roughly. Give or take a pound or 2. Don't hold it against me if I'm wrong. But this is his 3rd attempt. 45 seconds on the clock. He's putting chalk on his hands, getting his mind right. Luis is ready to come out and make easy work of this 113 kilo clean and jerk on his 3rd attempt. Has a harder pull, harder clean, and a good fight to stand up. Does he have enough left to make the jerk? Oh, to arm's reach, locked out, but too far behind him to be able to recover. A good fight and a close attempt from Luis. And watch this replay. Tough clean, but still good positions. He fights all the way through. Sets up. He has a solid jerk, great speed. Is able to get that bar to arm's reach, but it's too far behind him. Not centered over his hip, so he was not strong enough underneath that bar to be able to recover that in that fatigued state he was in after that hard clean. But that was a great fight. Luis finishes the day 5 for 6, credited with a 108 kilo total, with a 108 kilo clean and jerk, and a 196 kilo total. Just a great day for Luis Velasquez, especially weighing in at 72 kilos. James Moree up from Williams Weightlifting, 1st attempt. Nice easy clean. And an easy jerk. Good lift all around for James at 115 kilos. He's got plenty more in the tank. We are down to our final 2 lifters of the clean and jerk. James has 2 attempts left. Seán Brown has 3 attempts left. Weight on the bar is 116 kilos for James. Bar is loaded, clock is running. He will make this lift, and he was going to increase as the clock runs down. So we'll see what he wants next. Definitely more than this. So as we can see, James has already called for more weight, 120 kilos. And he's going to make another change. We've got an increase to 123 kilos for James. This is 270 pounds. 270 pounds is a big lift for a man who weighed in at 72 kilos, which is like 159 pounds. If that calculator in my mind serves me well. Don't forget to go check out our sponsors. It is because of the sponsors that we are able to be here this weekend, have an amazing competition, great lifting, being able to give away over $12,000 in cash and prizes over the entire weekend. And thank you to Trey Cunningham and his team for coming out here and putting together a fantastic webcast for you to watch at home. And finally, thanks to you for viewing and tuning in to the 5-Bar Showdown this weekend. That's another solid attempt for James. 2 good lifts in a row. Beautiful, technically completed lifts. That was 123 kilos. He is going to ask for more. First, he's going to take the automatic increase to 124 kilos. 124 kilos will be the automatic increase for James Moree with Williams Weightlifting, which is our team. And he is going to ask for more following this clock running out for about 10 or 15 more seconds. And then he's going to go ahead and ask for an increase. Like I said, James has been coming back from a shoulder injury and he's been training hard. He is a focused young man. He is going to school up at UGA, University of Georgia. And he has been making some great improvements on strength and technique. And he has a bright future ahead of him as a weightlifter in this sport. He has yet to make his change and make a declaration what he's going to do next, but he has 1 attempt left. The clock is paused. He's calling for more weight. 126 is the weight that James wants. 126 is going to be the weight on the bar. When you break the 125 kilo mark, that means you get to put those big reds on the bar. You get 2 reds on each side, which is a pretty sight. Adding more 25 kilo red plates to the bar always feels good. And James feels good about this 3rd attempt. This is his final lift of the day. 126 kilos is on the bar and loaded. The clock is running for James. He has 1 change left. I don't know if he'll use it or not. Let's see what he's planning on doing here. Clock is running. He will be followed by Seán Brown, who will be the final lifter of the day on Platform 1 of the 5-Bar Showdown, the Olympic weightlifting platform. Thank you for tuning in. If you are just tuning in, this category competing right now is men's weightlifting in all different weight classes, competing against each other via formula, the Sinclair formula, to see who becomes the champion of the 5-Bar Showdown, the men's weightlifting champion. Sinclair formula takes into account your body weight against the weight that you lift, evens the playing field against different weight classes, and makes it relative to what you weigh, which is a fun way to have a competition and see who is the best pound for pound lifter. Right now, James is sitting in 2nd place pound for pound on the Sinclair formula at the 5-Bar Showdown. And he has asked for more weight, 131 kilos. This is a big lift for James. This will tie his PR. This might even be a 1 kilo PR. Scratch that. It is a 1 kilo PR. 130 is his best, 286 pounds. He's asked for 131. He's feeling good in the back. And Christian, running his numbers, feels good about this call too. 131 for a PR, 288 pounds. Let's see what James can do. That's a good pull and a strong clean. James has a good jerk. Can he finish the lift? We got it overhead, fight, feet back together. It looks like a good lift from this angle. The judges agree. 3 white lights for James and a PR of 131 kilos. Great lift for James. Let's check out the replay on this lift. Pull stayed close to his body. Technically nice, clean. Gets his air, makes the adjustment. Elbows drop a little bit. His hips go behind him on the jerk a little bit. Makes him fight a little more than he probably wanted to. But he sticks with it. He does not quit on that lift. And he completes all 3 of his clean and jerks for a 131 kilo clean and jerk. Finishes the day with a 231 kilo total. Good day for James. Good day. Seán Brown looks like he's open and conservative here with 150 kilos. 150 kilos, 330 pounds is Seán Brown's opening attempt. He finished the snatch with 141 kilos, which was a PR. He's going to take it conservative, make sure he gets one in the books. He wants to go ahead and try to lock up this 5-bar Showdown weightlifting championship. And a little shaky on the recovery on the jerk. Looks like he rushed it a little bit, but that is 2-1. A good lift for Seán. 2-1, good lift. Looks like one of our referees saw some elbow movement, and she is telling him it's in his left arm. Left elbow moved a little bit. If we can see that from the side. And a little bobble on the recovery, but 2-1. Good lift. Looked good from where I'm sitting. 151 will be the automatic increase for Seán, but he's going to ask for more than that. Looks like he's playing it pretty conservative here on the clean and jerk, and wants to just make some lifts and try to wrap up the cash prize here following the snatch PR at 141. 150, good lift so far for Seán. 150, he's 4 for 4. He has 2 attempts left. He has a second attempt clean and jerk and a third attempt clean and jerk left on the day, and he's our final lifter of the day. As soon as he takes his final lifts, let's check out and see where he ends up, and let's watch how much he can clean and jerk. But following this, tune in and click over to the live stream for Platform 2. Live stream on Platform 2. They are beginning deadlifts for the Superman portion. The Superman, remember, is athletes that are competing in all 5 lifts: snatch, clean and jerk, squat, bench, and deadlift, all in the same day. These guys have been lifting since this morning. They had a short break in between. Now they are vying to put in their best deadlifts, to put them in the best position possible to become and be named the Superman champion of the 5-bar Showdown. First ever and the biggest competition of its kind. This is an awesome weekend. Make sure you don't miss the action for the rest of the night, finishing up here on Platform 2, and tomorrow for the Superwoman competition. These ladies are pumped. They have been lifting big time, training hard for this competition, and they are ready for some big lifts tomorrow. First session will kick off at 8:30 a.m. for weightlifting. Second session begins at 10:15 a.m. weightlifting. Those ladies will weigh in at noon and begin powerlifting portion at 2 o'clock. So they again have a strenuous day ahead of them tomorrow. They are fueling and resting up right now, getting ready for an amazing day of competition. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at the live stream. TeamRohr.com/5-bar Showdown and WilliamsWeightlifting.com. You can get to the live stream in both places. The only thing you need to know is don't miss it. 155 is the call for Seán Brown. This is 341 pounds. This is a good clean and jerk, but it is well below what Seán is capable of, what I've seen him do before. Let's see how this lift looks right here. Strong, clean, little forwards. And that looks like a better jerk for Seán. It's a good lift. 2 white lights for him coming back. He has 1 attempt left. That was 155. Let's see where he ends up going after this. 156 will be the automatic increase. He's got to milk the clock. Let's see what he ends up at. This is the final lift of the weightlifting portion of today's competition. Don't miss tomorrow. As soon as this is over, click over to Platform 2 where you will see the powerlifting portion of the 5-bar athletes, the Superman athletes. They are on the deadlifts, first attempts. They are fighting to become the 5-bar champion. These guys have already completed 4 lifts today. They have gone to the maximum, pushed their bodies as hard as they can on the snatch and the clean and jerk and on the squat and the bench press. They are now on to the deadlift. Do not miss this. Click over to see who becomes the first 5-bar Superman champion. It's going to be awesome. One of these guys is going to be taking home the crown as well as $1,500 and a bunch more in prizes from some of our amazing sponsors. They're going to be taking home some gift cards from LFT Sports Nutrition. They are going to be taking home some gift cards from, let's see, other companies like Mermaid in the Mountains Jewelry. Check them out. Fit Darlings T-shirts. Some of our other sponsors. These 5-bar champions are also going to be taking home some Alico gift cards. We have all kind of sponsors throwing in on this. We have huge support from these guys, making this an amazing weekend for our athletes, which is what it's all about. Seán Brown has asked for 159 for his third and final attempt. He's got 1 minute and 8 seconds on the clock. Is he going to take this lift or is he going to increase? The clock is stopped. He's asking for more. 160 kilos will be the weight on the bar. Let's see if that's his final change, and if he comes out and takes that 160 kilos, that's 352 pounds. That's a solid lift. That's a solid lift for Seán. 160. Let's see what he does here. Looks like he's chalking up. He's getting ready. He's going to come out and take this 160 kilo lift. This will give him a 301 kilo total on the day. It's a solid total. Breaking into that 300 range is always a milestone for lifters. Lifters all over the world. Seán is ready. That's a strong clean. A little bit tough standing up, but his move's nice and smooth. Let's see if he can finish it on the jerk. Good drive, good recovery. Looks good from here. Do the judges agree? Yes, they do. 2-1. 2-1 decision. Good lift. Seán Brown, 160 kilos, 352 pounds. Finished in the day with a 301 kilo total. You can see that replay. Hips behind him. He got 1 red light from the center judge, but 2 is all you need. A majority decision. 2-1. Good lift for Seán Brown to finish the day. Going 6 for 6. He made all of his lifts. And stay tuned for the awards to be given out. These Sinclair awards will be given to these guys based off of their Sinclair total, 1st through 5th. And the winner, whoever ends up being the top Sinclair totalist, will take home $750 cash prize and a slew of prizes to go along with it. Stay tuned for awards, and make sure you click over and watch Platform 2 right now. Superman is going on. You're not going to want to miss the final lifts of these guys. They are on the deadlift portion of the competition, their 5th lift of the day. Tune in to see who becomes the first ever 5-bar Showdown Superman champion. And you're going to take home $1,500 cash prize along with a bunch of other prizes. And don't miss the action tomorrow, where the same will happen with the Superwoman, starting at 8:30 in the morning with the weightlifting portion, carrying us over into the powerlifting portion in the afternoon. Stay tuned throughout the whole weekend to see who is going to be our Superman and Superwoman champions. Tune into the live webcast at teamrohr.com/5-bar showdown and williamsweightlifting.com. Thank you for watching and making this weekend awesome. We'll see you next time.
taking first place in the Masters, 5th in the Open division also. Go on and come over and get your stuff, buddy. Good work. Next up is going to be Chris Perez with a total of 177 kilograms. Sinclair of a 202.245. Chris Perez lifting out of All South Barbell. All right, next up, third place is going to be Lewis. Lewis is totaling 196 kilograms with a Sinclair of 252.954. Lifting unattached. Congratulations, Lewis, taking third place today. Taking second place today with a total of 231 kilograms, James Moore with the Sinclair of 298.315. He is lifting out of Williams Weightlifting. And for your first place finisher, Seán Brown, totaling a 301 kilograms total, 6 for 6 performance, Sinclair of a 359.191, winning $759 for Sam Protein and LFT Sports Nutrition gift card for $100. This is your award winners for today's session. Thank you for tuning in, guys.